The Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, and the one superhero team that Hollywood just can't seem to get right.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
But hey, there's a new Fantastic Four movie out in theaters now, and for some fucking reason I decided to watch it. And I honestly can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's pretty good.
You serious?
Now, right off the bat, is this one of Marvel's best movies? No, not even close. It's not as good as Marvel in their prime with movies like Winter Soldier and Infinity War, Civil War, and the OG Iron Man, but it's also not as bad as some of the weaker Phase 2 and Phase 3 movies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do it like I did with my Superman review, where I don't really give you guys too many details. I just kind of go over some of the broad strokes of the things that I liked and didn't like. Speaking of James Gunn's Superman, a lot of y'all weren't very happy that I didn't give that movie glowing reviews, but let me just summarize the comparison between the two movies. James Gunn's Superman is a better superhero movie than the Fantastic Four, but I have fewer complaints with the Fantastic Four, if that makes any sense at all. It's just because James Gunn's Superman had a lot of different things going on, it had a lot of pots in the stove, and it had a lot riding on it to really jumpstart this whole new cinematic universe for DC. Whereas the Fantastic Four is just another Marvel movie. It doesn't really have that many things going on, but the things that it does have going on, it does pretty well. Alright, so jumping into what I liked about this movie, I really liked all the portrayals of the Fantastic Four. The Thing is a little underutilized, which I'll talk about more later, but Johnny Storm, he was not near as annoying, nor was he as unfunny as we thought he would be from the trailer. Pedro Pascal does a really good job as Reed Richards. He gives us that classic Reed Richards feel, that strong presence, that leadership role, and shows us once again that his strongest ability is not his superpowers, but it's actually his brain. But by far and away, the best character in the Fantastic Four in this movie has got to be Sue Storm. We finally fucking got a Fantastic Four movie where Sue Storm feels like Sue Storm. She just brings that classic motherly, level-headed, caring presence that teams like these need to keep them held together, and this movie does a fantastic job with that.
He said it. He said it.
Also, pretty much all the other portrayals are pretty good. I mean, Galactus, I don't have that many complaints at all. Great actor for the role, fantastic portrayal.
There it is. There it is.
They could have done more with him, but you know, that's just me being nitpicky. And the Silver Surfer, for all the hate that this movie got online the months leading up to its release for changing the Silver Surfer to a woman, they do a pretty good job with the character. Another big bonus is actually one of the initial complaints I had when I watched the first trailer, and that's the visual aesthetic of this movie. When I first watched the trailer, I thought that the visuals and the aesthetic were going to be kind of hard on the eyes, but watching the movie now, it's actually pretty cool looking. I also really like how this movie doesn't feel the need to try and fit itself into where it belongs in the MCU. So many fucking MCU movies in the last 3 or 4 years have been so concerned with how they fit in the connected cinematic universe they forget to actually be good movies. I really enjoyed how at no point watching this movie did I feel that there was any kind of obligation for the movie to tell me where this thing belongs in the cinematic universe. It was just kind of its own isolated story, which once again, I cannot applaud enough. That's pretty much most of the main things that I liked about this movie. I'm probably forgetting a lot, but I've told y'all before with these reviews, I'm not going to go into great detail. Now for the other side of the coin. Now, the first thing that I want to touch on that I really didn't enjoy about the movie is a common occurrence in pretty much every Fantastic Four movie that we've gotten, and that is the underutilization of the Thing. And I understand that he's kind of limited as a character, so you can only really use him so much in certain situations, especially situations that involve being in space. But it's still a tiny bit frustrating, but it's just a really small gripe. Something tiny, but just something I wanted to mention to you guys. Now, the biggest complaint I have with this movie has to be the Silver Surfer, and it's not for the reasons that y'all think. Remember, I like the portrayal. I don't care they switched her to a female. I don't care about that at all. My big issue is they don't really do enough with the Silver Surfer. I don't know why Hollywood has this inability to give us a psychological deep dive on the Silver Surfer, but they are missing a golden opportunity. The job the Silver Surfer's doing is technically a necessary evil, but still, you gotta imagine the kind of toll that takes on a person having to just escort this genocidal celestial around the whole universe. I just really wish the movie had done more with the Silver Surfer. Totally fine with the portrayal, but yeah, we just needed more screen time with her. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I knew this was gonna be kind of a basic review because this movie is kind of basic. There's not that much going on. It's very straightforward, very linear. There's not a whole lot of side stories or subplots or anything like that, but what it does pretty well. So is this movie worth watching? Yeah, I think it is. If you're a fan of the Fantastic Four, or if you have just grown sick and tired of all the recent shit that Marvel has given us, I recommend watching this movie. It's not like that stuff. But once again, that's just my opinion. Y'all go out there, watch the movie, make up your own mind. I'm not a film expert. All I do is I sit behind this fucking desk all day and make videos on nerd shit, so I'm no expert. But yeah, y'all go out and watch it, see what you think, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, okay? But I'm gonna get back to work on the next one. I want all y'all out there to have a great rest of your weekend, okay? See ya!